Welcome to the John Abbott College Chemistry Department Safety Rules video. Due to COVID-19, new protocols have been put into place to maximize safety while ensuring hands-on skills are still acquired in the chemistry lab. Please familiarize yourself with the pre-lab procedure by watching the AME pre-lab protocol video available on Leia and/or Moodle. As described in the aforementioned video, you must wear a protective mask covering your mouth and nose while maintaining a social distance of 2 meters. As described in the AME pre-lab protocol video, walk up the orange staircase to the 4th floor, read the stop sign, and go to your assigned classroom. Be sure to arrive 10 minutes before lab starts. Clean your desk with disinfectant wipes and find a seat. Put on your lab coat and safety goggles. At the appropriate time, your teacher will lead you to your laboratory. When you enter the laboratory, take a disinfectant wipe from the white bucket and bring it to your station. The first students to enter the lab should head to the back, while the last students to enter the lab will occupy benches closer to the front of the lab. Place your personal belongings in the space under your lab bench and wipe down your workstation. Now we are ready to go over the actual laboratory safety rules. Listed here are the department's laboratory safety rules. Please pause the video or download the lab safety rules from your documents section on Leia, Moodle, or Teams. Rules 1 to 5 and 7 to 10 can be read independently and understood without a demonstration. Rule 6 will now be explained and accompanied by some video and photo explanations. Rule 6 refers to the location of available fire extinguishers, eye wash stations, fire blankets, showers, and laboratory exits. We will look at the location of all of these items in each of the different labs, AME 447, 444, and 432. As you enter 447, ignore the cubby holes and turn right. You will see the disinfectant wipes on the teacher's bench in the large white bucket. Take one and go to an appropriate workstation. As mentioned before, the first students to enter the lab should head to the back, while the last students to enter will occupy benches closer to the front of the lab. Note that there will only be 2 students per bench, separated by a plexiglass barrier. Do your best not to enter the personal space of another student. If you have a question, raise your hand and call for your teacher. When using the sink, always use the sink to your right. There are 2 fire blankets in each lab. In 447, the first is at the front of the lab next to the whiteboard. The second is on the opposite side of the lab on the left-hand side of the large windows. Your instructor will demonstrate how to remove the fire blanket from its red container, as well as describe its functionality. The first fire extinguisher is located next to the lab entrance. The second fire extinguisher is located near the exit at the back of the lab. Note that all of the labs are connected in the back by a corridor separated by fire doors. The lab shower is located at the back of the lab near the second fire blanket. Your instructor will point out which sink contains the eye wash station. If you need to use the eye wash station, simply pull down the mechanism which will activate water flow and place your face in the stream and wash your eyes thoroughly. Here is a quick walkthrough of Lab 447, entering from the corridor, walking past the teacher's bench down the middle of the lab past the student workspaces, and ending up at the fire door at the back of the lab. We will now briefly look at Labs 444, followed by 432. 444 has a similar but not exact layout when compared to 447. Walking through the lab, the student benches are set up in a similar manner. However, AME 444 has 2 doors in the back of the lab, one on the left connecting to AME 447, and on the right connecting to the lab technician's preparatory room. The white bucket on the teacher's bench contains the disinfectant wipes. There is a fire extinguisher next to the entrance. A fire blanket on the same wall, but on the other side of the whiteboard. The second fire extinguisher and blanket are located at the back left wall of the lab. The eye wash station is at the sink directly in front of the entrance and cubbies. Remember, do not use the cubbies to store personal items. Store your personal items in the space under your workbench. The shower is located near the fire extinguisher and fire blanket at the back of the lab. AME 432 is slightly different than the other labs in that it contains fume hoods on the perimeter of the lab meant for student use. Plexiglass adorned with black and yellow demarcations are used to indicate personal space barriers. Otherwise, the lab contains 2 fire extinguishers, 2 fire blankets, an eye wash station, and a shower like the other labs. It is also connected by 2 doors in the back. When the lab period is over and your teacher has given you permission to leave, you may exit the lab. You are absolutely not allowed to walk down the orange staircase that you walked up originally. You are meant to walk down the fire escape steps, which will lead you either outside or to the first floor depending on which lab you are in. Labs 447 and 444 will exit using the same fire escape shown here. The fire escape entrance is located directly next to the entrance to the lab. When exiting AME 432, you will walk back towards the orange staircase, but at the end of the hallway, take a sharp left. Past the washrooms, you will find the fire escape stairs and you will take them to the first floor.